Hello everybody, Logan here with another video. Today I got something really cool to show you. This is the new for 2021 flashback bloody bag of jokes. This prop originally came out in 2013 along with Wacky Mole, and it was produced by YJ, and this one is still by YJ. And this was one of the flashback props that I really wanted to see. This is one of my personal favorite characters from the Clown Train. This is one of my favorite 2013 props, and this is a prop that I've wanted since it came out along with Dead Humor. This is one of my two favorite clown props, and I am beyond thrilled to finally have my very own bloody bag of jokes. And not only my very own bloody bag of jokes, but a newer model that is more improved and a little more upgraded. So let's take a look at this guy. So bloody bag of jokes was the second in the YJ hanging character line like this. The original one was Zombie Bait. I can't remember the precise year. I'm sure somebody knows. It was a human guy in a burlap sack hanging upside down, his head move up and down. A lot of people say this is a reskin. I don't really think of this guy as a reskin, only because the animation is different. It doesn't really move the same as Zombie Bait. I can't remember if he also thrashed too, but I know his head moved up and down and this one doesn't. Which kind of sucks that he doesn't, but oh well, you can't have all of it. And then Bloody Bag of Jokes came out, and then we had Cocoon Corpse, and then we got Lord Dark Hanovar. And now we have a new Bloody Bag of Jokes. So, there's really not a lot of differences between this one and the original one, really at all. Now, mind you, I've not seen the original one in person, but I've seen side-by-side photos of the two. Halloween Haunter, I know, has both the original and the old one. I've seen him post a lot of photos of them together. And they really don't seem that different at all. Just kind of get down here, show off the face. First of all, he's got a really kind of gnarly face, kind of that classic demon clown that I love. I love that sort of face with the undead YJ eye that they always do. And he's got like, blood trickling down his face. I always like that. He's got green hair. I do think they did change the hair on him. I think the original one had darker hair and a different material. This one's, I think, a higher quality material. I think it's the exact same as the clown door knocker. So the cool thing about him is it does look like he has face paint on, which is really neat. They don't usually do that with clowns. It's usually just a full, just white face. So he does have like some human like skin tone underneath that face paint, and I do like how thinned out his face is. It's very dead looking. That's really neat. I do like that a lot. And then he's in a body bag that says morgue on it, so it looks like he's like a dead body, like he's undead. It's got blood splatter all over it. Whether it's his or another victim's, who knows? And then it's got rope right there, and then he hangs up from up there. So this is a really interesting prop, and I do like the concept of a clown in a morgue like body bag that's hanging upside down. He's trying to get out, and also kind of talking to you. He is a little more than 4.5 feet tall, which honestly, when I first took him out of the box, I was a little surprised by how short he was. I was thinking he was going to be a little taller, But I also have to consider the fact that it does hang, so I'm assuming YJ was kind of throwing us a bone here, making him a little shorter just to make up for that. I mean, if I try to hang Little Nestor off of this, and he was sitting on the ground, so I'm not really complaining too much about this, especially the fact that he's still a really cool prop. I think my biggest complaint is just look at the side. They just kind of skipped out on the detail, and they just did like a little bit of blood on the back. It's really not that noticeable, but I wish they did more. On the back of the head, not really a lot of detail. I wish they'd add some blood on the back of the head. I don't think they did that on the original one either, but that would have been kind of a cool little detail to add as well. I believe the back of the head was even more detailed on the original as well, and they skipped that on that. Also, the head is foam-filled latex, so just like Little Nestor, I think it was like that on the original one as well, so they did keep that the same. Here's the box. So kind of your traditional modern box, and I know a lot of people now that have both of them aren't really too thrilled with how professional these boxes are. I kind of have to agree. I do like the original style of the boxes, the older ones, how they definitely had more of a fun and spooky appeal. The overly simplistic design, I will say, is not as interesting anymore. It is kind of a bummer, but I mean, at least we're getting cool stuff, so I mean, oh well. I believe this guy originally retailed for $150. He wasn't that expensive, and now he is $180, so a little bit of a bump up. But just like with Little Nestor, I mean, these came out like 8 years ago. And Little Nestor came out a little bit after Bloody Bag. But, with price increases and stuff, whatever. A cool thing a lot of people don't really talk about with Bloody Bag is this piece right here is actually posable. It's got wire in it. You can pose this however you want to. Kind of help hide this. I wish this was a little longer to hide this a little more. I know all of them kind of have this exposed, which sucks, but another thing I really don't like is just that hook. That is not a very versatile hook at all. It sucks a little bit. I wish they had a better hook on them. I don't know if all of these characters just have that hook, but they are not fun to mess with. I have him stored in my room because he's latex. I don't want him to rot. And I have mine hanging off a pegboard when he's not in use. And I know when I have up in the trees, I'll have him zip tied on there so he can hang just fine. But I'm not a big fan of that hook at all. The adapter port's a little interesting to have it all the way up here, when the control box is down in here. So here's this control box right here. And I think right there is where the adapter ports usually go. Sorry, I'm out of frame. So here's his control box, and the adapter ports where normally goes is right there. And then they have it all the way up here, which I think is just a really weird thing they did with him. I don't know why they just didn't put it down here. I feel like it would be a little easier, especially to hang him up. I don't know if I can thread that all the way down here, so it's a little easier to use. At least we're trying to make like the cork not as noticeable, but it makes it a little harder to plug in, because outlets aren't usually all up here. They're usually down here, so it makes them a little harder to plug in. But I know this one moves, this little extension cord. I think a couple people were not happy. Yeah, so I can feel this extension cord going all the way down here. I know a few people weren't very happy about this, and I really wasn't either. I was definitely hoping that they would have put it down in the control box, but they did not. Because the score was supposed to be like 9 feet. And they kind of took out a chunk of that by having it fed through the actual body. So, and then here's the actual core. I just have it sitting in here because it just, like most of YJ props, they don't have an on and off switch. It's either you have them on with them being plugged in, or you have them off with them being unplugged. The audio quality is pretty much the same, which a lot of people weren't happy about. The thing about it is, with the audio quality being like high quality, it kind of changes the voice. If you kind of heard the video, the voice sounded a little weird, less clownish, so I'm kind of glad they kept it most of the same. It's a little more clear, so that's nice. I was hoping Lil Nestor would have had the high quality audio, but then hearing this guy, I was a little scared. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's still, like, you can still understand it alright. He kind of gets a pass. I don't really know what else to say. Another weird thing, I could have sworn with Bloody Bag, this might just be like a weird, just I thought this is what they were like, but they ended up not. So this guy has like white light up eyes. I don't know why, but at some point I thought they had yellow eyes, and maybe they did at one point in time, like the OG models. But I looked them up last night because I got this guy last night. He took forever to get here, about 2 weeks actually. And they all had like white eyes. I could have sworn I could have seen ones with yellow eyes. Maybe those were factory errors, and maybe that was a thing that happened back then, or they made some with yellow eyes. But they've comment down below. Do you guys remember these having yellow eyes too, like yellow LEDs in their eyes? Or am I just crazy? Because I could have sworn I've seen these guys with yellow LEDs in their eyes. I think I'm crazy. So let's turn them on real quick. So again, turn them on, really just take this and plug it in. This is really the only assembly that this guy has. Pretty straightforward prop.
You know I'm holding a knife in here, and you know what's bloodier than this knife? You, when I get out of here.
I do like how he moves.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Walking in here upside down like that. Isn't all the blood rushing to your feet? Say, how about getting me a drink? I get really thirsty just hanging around like this. How about a Bloody Mary with a long, long, twisty straw?
So that's him on. So, kind of a funny thing about this guy with a spirit is the I'm holding a knife in here phrase. I always thought he was saying, you know what's bloodier than this knife? Like, I always thought that's what he said. And that's exactly what he says. I mean, I've listened to that phrase like a billion times with him, like with mine. But then Spirit has it saying, you know what's funnier than this knife? I thought it was kind of weird that they totally misinterpreted that. But no, he says, you know what's bloodier than this knife, which was interesting. Another difference I totally forgot to mention between this and the original model, he has an external speaker jack. I don't know when animatronics started getting these. And mind you, I don't really own anything from 2013 like that. I don't think that old. But I guess I never really fully realized that wasn't a thing back then. That companies didn't produce their animatronics with external speaker jacks back then. So I kind of want to find a video of this guy with an external speaker plugged into him. I don't have one. I don't really feel like digging with it, but he does have that feature now. The original one does not. which I think a lot of people are pretty happy about. I don't really utilize that feature in these animatronics. It's a feature I could honestly care less about. I think besides that, it's pretty much the same as the original one, just higher quality, better mechanism. The latex is thicker on the neck. I know the original ones had a lot of dry rotting issues with the necks, and the necks would fold in, and the heads would look all funky sometimes. The necks would, I always see like necks with big like folds in them. Like they always look kind of weird way back in the day. So it looks like YJ totally improved on that. Thank God. That was definitely an issue with these guys. But they're fantastic. I definitely remember when the teaser came out, that big graveyard shift. I saw this guy. Oh man, I lost it. Guys. I was so excited seeing Bloody Bag of Jokes in that trailer, because this was the animatronic that I really wanted to see a return. Like this was kind of the it animatronic for me, and I am beyond thrilled to have my hands on a Bloody Bag of Jokes that I did not have to spend like $500 on, because I swear to God, price gougers really think this guy's worth $500. He's really not. Like, he's definitely not worth $500, but he was worth the $180 that I spent plus shipping and all the taxes and stuff. But yeah, that is the new Bloody Bag of Jokes. This is another item that I totally recommend, whether it's for a collector that likes spirit stuff, or just someone who's looking for a really creepy carnival or morgue item. It fits both themes. It's kind of one of those rare clowns that fits multiple themes. You can fit a hospital or a morgue or whatever. It also fits a carnival. I do a big carnival theme every year, and I got Wacky Mole, and I was always going to get this guy, so I kind of got them together. Kind of a throwback to 2013. They'll probably be displayed together as an homage to 2013, the start of the clown craze, I like to think of it. So yeah, that is Bloody Bag of Jokes. If you have any questions about this item, of course, leave a comment down below, and I'll answer it to the best of my ability. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.